This is the story of how I slapped a kangaroo's butt. So it was like 2 weeks ago when we moved to a house between the bushes. On the very first day, one shoe of my pair of shoes and also one shoe of my brother's pair of shoes were missing. We never left them out after that happened. Next day, another shoe got missing just because I left it out and I was about to head out again. But after I found out that that shoe was missing, I heard something running through the bush in front of my house, so I followed it. Making my way through the scrambling leaves scratching on my body, I reached the other side where I saw a kangaroo. It had those missing shoes. I slowly approached and grabbed all 3 shoes and ran. But the kangaroo too ran after me. Apparently, I could lose it by running in different directions, which is what I did. I was happy I got my shoe back, and so was my brother. The next day, beyond my tremendous expectations, 2 whole pair of shoes were missing. Even though these shoes were in the house, I realized I left the door open for an hour. I just glanced outside and saw the roo running its way into the bushes with a shoe in its mouth. And I couldn't see the other ones, but this is the part where I got triggered. I wore my slippers and pushed my way through the bush where the kangaroo stood, looking at the view of a tree while standing beside my shoes. My rage was intense. I walked up behind the kangaroo with extreme silence as the roo continues gazing at an imaginary horizon. Until then, I rubbed my hands together, heating them up. I raised my hand high, and with a swish I spanked the kangaroo's ass so hard that it spooked out, jumped a feet ahead and turned around. It was officially pissed off. I picked up my shoes, and the roo, who had gone nuts now, ran after me. Eventually, it grabbed my back and I turned around, due to which it tripped over and fell to its side. I spanked its butt again and ran. It ran after me too. I reached home escaping it, but the roo stared at me from our house window. From that day, the kangaroo became even more evil and tried stealing my gardening buckets kept outside. But I knew it would be able to, so I didn't care. I called people from the conservation plant that day itself. They came and finally took the roo with them. It was funny that the roo was happy to see those people and went with them happily to the wild with other kangaroos to play with. I was happy for it too. So, this was the story of how I slapped a kangaroo's butt.